Alright guys, what's up? It's your boy Kitten's coming back to you guys with a video on Forspoken, and I want to talk about the strongest cloaks, necklaces, nails, things like that. Just like a handful of things about the game. I recently picked it up. I've been playing it again. I played through the story when it came out, when I got the game, enjoyed it and everything. Kind of didn't like it, kind of liked it, had some fun. I just, put it down for a while. Last weekend, I kind of played this game for like 5, 6, 10 hours, something ridiculous. Just sat there and grinded and grinded and grinded and just enjoyed. And that resulted in me finding out from looking online that there's a massive little kerfuffle of kind of what the strongest items are. Kind of all the different places that you look up the strongest cloak and nails, and it kind of is just a big opinion mosh of what it was. So I kind of, took a peek and kind of looked through to see what I could find, and this is kind of what I have now. I don't have everything, but I do have what I think is actually, hypothetically speaking, the strongest cloak in the game. But more or less what this video is going to kind of be is me saying that I want to grind the game through, get all the cloaks, all the stuff, and, find the actual strongest stuff. But hypothetically, one other weird thing that kind of makes this more of an internet kerfuffle is I went and looked, to figure out if abilities stack. So a weird thing is like, you can unlock cloaks and robes and, whatever the heck. But when you get the cloaks and when you get the necklaces, what happens, when I first came in is you get the ability to craft the abilities that, come on the cloaks onto other cloaks. Now, I'm not sure if that's the same for every single ability, if there are like specific abilities that can't be crafted across, but a specific thing for that is that when you get it, when you get this specific ability, you can craft the ability on multiple items and stack it. Now, the weird thing about the stacking, for me looking into the stacking, is the stacking does not work with everything, but it seems to work with a vast majority of stuff. So when I look at the Monsterful Cloak, I look at a cloak that's like, what is going on with this? The cuff counters is the auto block. It's just straight up the auto block. The game for, this game, just one unique thing that happens in this game is that when you're running around, you have an auto block. So, when that happens, I'm not exactly sure the frequency that it triggers. When that happens for, this cloak with all 3 attached rather than just a singular one, you get a chance for multiple things. But the thing that I'm really not sure about, and what might be ridiculously overpowered that I want to test and really fully know and release a video later, talking about if this actually is the strongest cloak, just either from a mix of just having, the abilities themselves, or just, a singular ability crafted somewhere else, is that, does it stack? Just straight up, like if you get like 3 or 4 attack bonuses in a row, is it plus 3, 4 attack of kind of like the amount of attack that gets boosted? And then like another question is like, like how much attack gets boosted? Like how much damage do you actually get plussed, or like, defense bonus for each time, right? And then more than that, like how long do these bonuses last? Like, do you, if it does stack, does it last like 2 minutes or something? Or, is it just like some ridiculous, like you put this cloak on and then after like, a year of playing, you have like 1,000,000 attack because you're like plus 50 or something, like, I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here like, how ridiculous is this cloak? And for me looking around, there's a lot of like weird information about the game where people don't really know. So I really am going to be, enjoying playing through and doing a bunch of the crafting and unlocking, and probably within a year have everything done. I do like full-time work and hang out, and so I was playing like last weekend. It was a great time. So I'm pretty sure, hypothetically speaking, that the Monsterful Cloak is the strongest cloak. And I actually, in the video, I'm going to just type the location rather than like put it out there, because I didn't prepare for that, and I'll do that like more in depth later on. But to be fair, you can Google it, like where's the Monsterful Cloak. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little concise, like what I think to be, and then I guess we'll talk about some of the summarized it of like what's kind of available on the internet when you look up other people, what people talk about for like specifically cloaks. People point out one of the cloaks that has it's actually it's a bunch of these. It's a bunch of these ones, but it's without the lower casting frequency. It's the boost damage, boost surge, whoa, magic rate, and then critical hit rate, and then there's like a fourth bonus somewhere in there. But it's without the slow casting speed. The additional bonuses happen if you have low health. So it's just like this awkward, like there's actually like a cloak, like literally this cloak has the same abilities, but you get the bonuses from just kind of casting slow. So it's just straight up a better cloak than what people on YouTube say, which is just weird. Like it's just like, bruh, like there's literally a cloak that's just outright better, you know? And then more than that, there's a bunch of cloaks. There's actually a bunch of cloaks that have like a weird mix of plus health plus damage, you know? Like just basically like any cloak that's going to give you health back plus damage, like literally this. Critical hit rate boosted, support magic charges more quickly. Oh, wait, no health bonus, just magic and damage. Like, you know, it's just any of the cloaks that come with like damage plus health. It's just like this awkward thing of like a bunch of people on YouTube were like, hey man, this one cloak that when you have really low health, it gives you all this damage stuff. And it's like, bro, there's like fucking like 10 cloaks that are better. Like just outright. So I don't know, like life, man. It seems like the only people, in my opinion, that got it right, I think there was people at Game Informer or something. I think it was Game Informer. They pointed to some forums and kind of like more like written sites and whatever that pointed out that critical hit ratio cloaks, like just a handful of different abilities crafted together to really focus on critical hit ratios, would potentially give you the most damage. I think if the Masterful Cloak stacks, it potentially would give you more damage. And then there's also the fact that you can stack the Masterful Cloak upgrades. So like to stack the upgrades, you would go like, you know, I would craft like plus the attack bonus over here on like the Willem Cloak, and then I would also craft the attack bonus on Sooth, and then just have both, right? So now I have the attack bonus triggering twice instead of once. And now, you know, if it works to stack, because it doesn't work with everything, just doesn't work with everything. Got to do a bunch of the testing. It could be just outright more damage, but generically speaking, critical hit ratio stuff makes a lot of sense. You walk into a fight, do a big area, you know, attack that hits like 5 enemies or 10 enemies, and then you get a bunch of extra critical hits, and then the critical hits do more damage, and there's a bunch of critical hit focused bonuses that you can put on. And the fun thing is, like, you know, because there's 4 slots here and 4 slots here, what you can do is kind of not really worry about like a health focused build versus a critical hit versus, you know, build versus just static damage. You can kind of just do all of it. You can get a little bit of static damage, a little bit of critical hit ratio, plus like a little bit of health, and just kind of have a little bit of everything. There's enough slots for a bunch of that. And then on top of that, there's nails, you know, so like, you know, if you're gonna like, you know, kind of look for like some of the other upgrade stuff, there's that, you know, that's another way to get a bunch of damage. And I guess these are the ones I've been using, and it's what I enjoy. So I hope you guys have enjoyed kind of this pre-synopsis of what I found, kind of the weird internet kerfuffle of like, what's the strongest items in the game? Kind of, you know, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. It's one of those things. I think it's interesting. This is one of those games where like, you know, the internet is not sure what the strongest items are for like, you know, like what boosts your health and your like, because it's weird for me because they're items that like it boosts your health, your damage, your defense, like across the board throughout the game. And, you know, the internet's like, which one's the strongest? And it's like, you know, and usually that's like, you know, for video games, that's usually like within the first week. YouTubers like go all crazy trying to like, you know, get that out there so that video can grow, because you really want, you know, people that are like just picking the game up, you know, playing it, enjoying it, you know, to be like halfway through the game and be like, oh yeah, let's go check out online, like, you know, what the strongest cloak is, oh, or like, you know, what the coolest ability is or something, right? Like that, generically speaking, those are videos people try to pump out like immediately. And it's just like, it's kind of funny that a bunch of people are just straight up wrong. I don't know. It's what it is. Like, I don't know. Life, man. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been your boy Kids. Peace. Just gonna do that one.